Hello everybody, thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jacqueline and in today's video I'm going to be bringing you a full-on review, wear test, application, swatches and demo of the brand new KKW Beauty Mrs. West collection. This is a beautiful bridal collection. But before we get started, and if you're new here, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to ring that little notification bell so you get to know whenever I upload new videos. Also, please follow me on Instagram. I would love to see you there. And now if you want to know more about this KKW Beauty collection and how I achieved this look, just keep on watching. Hey my friends, so in today's video, as you can tell by the title, I will be reviewing the Mrs. West collection by KKW Beauty, and this is the beautiful package it came with. It's a very soft, nice package with this bridal shoot from Kim Kardashian's wedding. This was launched on May 24th, the day of the anniversary of Kim Kardashian. So the package again is really pretty. It's very cohesive with her brand. Everything is kind of like pinky, nude shades, very soft. I think this was a really good idea for Kim Kardashian to do this collection. The name of the collection, if I didn't say it before, is called Mrs. West, and the cost of the entire collection is $100. You can buy the items separately too, but for purpose of this review I decided to grab the whole collection. And when you open the package, you see that you will receive all of these products right here. Let me just grab it so nothing falls. But basically you have a blush, a highlighter, a lip gloss, a lipstick, a lip liner, and your eyeshadow palette right here. So as you can tell, I already come with my base on and my concealer, powder and whatnot, and I'm gonna take you throughout this collection in just a minute. But let me just tell you a little bit of a background on myself. I own a designing business as well as a catering business for more than a decade, and this is my area of expertise, everything that has to do with bridal. Here's a little bit of a suggestion from the side of my event planner. First things first, if you are able to invest on a makeup artist to do your makeup, I will highly suggest it. And if you're not able to invest on a makeup artist to do your makeup, I will highly suggest, if you buy this collection or you want to wear any other makeup, try it way before your wedding. The week, 2 weeks in advance of your wedding is not enough. Make sure you don't make any changes on your skincare, and make sure you really try the products that you're gonna use the day of your wedding for a long period of time. Usually when we start a wedding, everything starts as early, sometimes depending on the type of wedding. I have planned and catered many Indian weddings, and sometimes those we start at around 4 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the morning. Other weddings, the typical weddings, they usually start all the preparations at 7 o'clock in the morning. So most likely you will start with your hair and then jump into the makeup portion. And most of weddings, they tend to go until about 10 o'clock. Some premises until 11 o'clock at night. I am located in Central Coast, California. So basically the areas that I usually plan events or cater events are between Santa Barbara, San Luis Obispo, Paso Robles areas. I have done events in LA, San Francisco, Aspen, Colorado too. I mean, I have traveled a lot to do different type of events. But at the end of the story, it is that the day of your event, the day of your wedding, it's gonna be a very long day. There's gonna be a lot of tears, emotions, lots and lots of emotions. I will suggest you to prepare yourself to have either a really good makeup artist that you're able to do not only one try-on but at least 2 try-ons, and otherwise if you're planning to do it yourself, do it with months in advance. And when I say months, I refer to everything, even skincare. Skincare, don't change it. Keep it the same at least for a period of 3 months before your wedding. Just keep it consistent, the same. Nail it down. Plan your wedding day accordingly. because you want everything to go perfect. You'll have either somebody photographing your wedding day, whether it is a friend or hopefully a professional photographer, and you're gonna go again through many emotions from the time that you're getting ready with your friends, with your mother, getting dressed. Some tears will come out. If you decide to do a first look with your dad, and I know some people, they don't think about that, but yes, if you try to do a first look with your dad, believe me, your dad will tear up, and most likely you will tear up too. Also, if you're doing a first look with your future husband, tears will come out, smiles, laugh. The day too, it can be summertime. Right now we're in full wedding season, and it may be, you know, we're still having some little showers here in California, and then some days are really hot, some days are really windy. So you want to make sure that your makeup is bulletproof, in other words, that it will stay all day long really well in every case scenario, so that you can actually feel confident of yourself, how you're gonna be photographed, how you're gonna be handling all day long of a lot of things. It can be heat, it can be rain, because you know, it happens. Sometimes it rains. It had rained here in California many times in June, July, and even August, and we have been prepared for everything, or being windy, or be extremely hot. I had worked a wedding that we were under 120 degrees of heat, and it was outdoors, no tent, under the sun, and the wedding was incredible, but we were like sweating, and you want to be prepared for absolutely everything, to the time that you are dancing and having a lot of fun, receiving all those hugs and kisses and congratulations from everybody, and all the million kisses that you will be giving to your husband. So anyhow, whether you go with a makeup artist or not, and whether you decide for your makeup artist to use this collection, or you decided to do it yourself, I will highly suggest to make sure you try it many times, and that you try it for a long period of times, at least 12 hours. If you can do 14, 16 hours wear test, that will be the best. I'm gonna take you into the application, my thoughts, review, and whatnot. Now, I just want to make sure that you know that I'm not a makeup artist. I work with countless amazing makeup artists. I'm very lucky to work with these amazing, talented people. I'm not one of them. I'm just a makeup enthusiast. I love doing makeup for myself. I never offer my makeup services for anybody, but I'm there as a wedding planner, to being able to, you need a retouch, I help you. I will do whatever, you know, whatever I can make you feel better. But I just want to make sure that you know that this is mostly a review on how I will apply this makeup on me. And by the way, tomorrow is gonna be my wedding anniversary, so I'm really happy to play with this collection right here. I have a lot of years of marriage, so I'm just gonna do something that I will feel comfortable about if I was to wear this collection on my wedding day, and just get to you with a very honest opinion about this collection. Now I'm gonna stop rambling, I promise, and I'm just gonna show you really quick this beautiful palette right here. This is how it looks, the palette. Good thing it comes with a little mirror, as you can tell right here. It comes with 6 different shades. When I look at up close, you have 2 kind of shimmer or foil shades. Then you have a really pretty light pink, kind of like a blush pink. Then you have a little bit more of a, not so much mauvey pink, but a little bit more of a darker blush pink. And then you have a brown shade and a deeper brown shade right here. Both of these brown shades, they have some type of a pink undertone to it, so it's very cohesive, the palette, and I'm sure it's going to be very simple to use. Now it has a magnetic closure, and the weight of this palette, it is 0.06 ounces or 1.70 grams per each of the shadows. So each of them have that weight. It has 12 months until it gets to be expired. It has been made here in United States, and this collection, it was made in collaboration with Makeup by Mario. So if you're a fan of Makeup by Mario, I'm sure this collection is just going to be outstandingly beautiful, not only because the brand, but also because you have an amazing makeup artist working behind to make sure that this collection is amazing. So have very high expectations, and this eyeshadow palette is actually called Mrs. West, which I find really cute. Now going to some of the other complexion products, we have the highlighter in the shade Forever, and as you can see is this frosted clear highlighter. This is KKW Beauty, just very according to her line. When you open it up, it's a beautiful kind of like a champagne with a gold undertone to it. So there you go, that's that. Now I will have to tell you that, to be honest with you, these type of compacts right here are hard to open. So if you have long nails, maybe have somebody else open them for you. To me, it was really hard to open. So the package for the blush, this is called Flower Wall, is also the same, and the blush is more into the pinky tone with a little bit of like a coral hint to it, but more going into the pink, but very neutral, very light type of blush. All these compacts, they come with a little mirror too, which I honestly really appreciate, not only for the wedding day, but also for any type of occasion. Now for the compacts, they weigh 0.12 ounces or 3.33 grams of product. Next, I'm gonna go with the Bullet lipstick, and the shade is called Love, and it comes with 0.14 ounces of product or 4.0 grams of product. When you open it up, it's also this frosted lipstick, and then there you go, that's the color right there. It's a really beautiful nude shade with a little bit of a corally type of undertone, but very much to the neutral. It's not too orangey or too pinky, it's very neutral. Now next we have the lip gloss in Soulmate, and this comes with 0.12 ounces of product or 3.50 grams of product, and it comes again frosted shade with this ivory type of color top, and this is the doe foot applicator that it comes with. So they are a small size, they are not very large. And then we have the lip liner. Also the name of the lip liner is the same as the Bullet lipstick, Love, and this contains 0.04 ounces of products or 1.25 grams, and there you go, that's the shade right there, so you can tell. So now I'm gonna be giving you a little bit of swatches on this palette. We have very beautiful foil shades. This is a matte, this is a top row of the palette right here. There you go, so you have two foil shades, one that is more champagne, one that it has more of a blush color, pinky, and then your matte light pink shade. Now you have the darker pink tone, then the brown color, and then a darker brown. And actually the browns, they are very neutral. I thought at first that they will have a little bit more pink, but actually they are really nice, very neutral, and they swatch fairly well. It's not patchy. So here are the swatches of all the palette, top row, bottom row. Now this is the blush right here, and this is the highlighter, which is a beautiful highlighter. And then here I got the gloss, the Bullet lipstick, and the lip liner. And they all have a very between pink, leaning more into the coral pink with a very neutral undertones. And then the lip liner is actually more of a brown, like very light brown shade with a little bit of a hint of warm tone. All of the shades right here are honestly all very cohesive, all within the same family. Not too warm, not too cold, very neutral. As you can see, I have already applied my foundation, bronzer, concealer, etc. I'm gonna go ahead and use this blush right here, and I consider that the blush is really important because the blush is the first thing that wears off from our face. So let's see what is the pigmentation. Okay, this is a very beautiful color. It doesn't have any glow. It is a matte shade. I really love this blush. It's so pretty, so natural, and you can build it really nicely. Now I do apply blush a little bit on my temple and then on the apples of my cheek, and I do a little bit of blush on my nose because that's where I usually blush. So I will suggest that you do your blush however you want to do it, and wherever you feel like when you blush you actually show that color through. Next I'm going to apply the Forever highlighter, and it also comes in a nice mirror. I'm going to be using my Wayne Goss number 10 brush. And you can apply this highlighter or any highlighter wet or dry. I will suggest to apply it dry because, as you can see, it has a big punch of color, and this is a beautiful champagne type of color. Just applying a little bit on the tip of my nose, on the bridge of my nose. On my temple I use it very minimal, kind of whatever I have left from my application on my nose. And then on my cupid's bow, just a little right there. It actually blends really well, and it doesn't grab on texture. So for being a powder, it's really pretty because it's not grabbing on texture, it's not emphasizing, it's a very finely milled type of highlighter. And as you can tell, it's very beaming and beautiful. Next I'm going to be using the eyeshadow palette. So the first shade that I think I want to use all over my lid, it's going to be this kind of transition pinky shade right here. And I'm going to go with this Sonia G Blender Pro brush. This shade right here is a little bit powdery, so be very careful when you grab it. And for purpose of this video and just to see how long it will last, this eyeshadow on me, I'm not using a primer, but I will actually suggest to use like Urban Decay Primer Potion, or if you're familiar with P. Louise eyeshadow base, that's also a good one. I'm just using my concealer today as my base, and then I have set it already. I have a setting powder. So but for the day of your wedding, and again, try it before, many weeks before, try to use an actual eye primer. So I'm just applying this shade all over my lid. It is a very pale shade, pretty much even like lighter than my setting powder. So it's just opening my eyelid, making it look a little bit bigger. Now I'm gonna go into this darker blush pink with a Sonia G Crease Pro brush. And I'm gonna apply it on my outer V, and then I'm gonna take it over my crease and just blend it in. These shadows so far, they have a lot of pigmentation, so make sure you tap it. So these shadows have a lot of pigmentation, and they have a little bit of a kick, very minimal, very minimal, but it has quite a bit of pigmentation, which I like. Just building it up just a little, and again taking it all over my crease and just blending in and diffusing it. Okay, this shadow is super easy to apply, really pretty, really easy to diffuse. I'm gonna go with my Sonia G Worker Pro brush, and I'm gonna go into this medium type of brown color. It's also a matte, and I'm just gonna deepen out a little bit my outer V, very slightly. With the same brush I was using before, I'm going to go back again to this shade right here, and I'm just going to blend in the edges. Now another very important thing that I want to mention is it is extremely important that you invest on brushes if you're trying to do your makeup the day of your wedding or at any point in time. I think eyeshadows and overall makeup apply a lot better having the right type of tools. I really love the Sonia G brushes. The same thing with the Wayne Goss brushes. Sigma brushes are amazing too. And as far as drugstore brushes, Real Technique brushes are really nice, as well as Eco Tools. Now that I have completed this area of my eyelids, I'm gonna go into this kind of pink foil shade right here, and I'm gonna be using my Sonia G Builder Pearl brush, and I'm gonna apply it completely dry. So there you go. And I'm gonna use it on my inner lid, and then I'm just gonna try to blend it in with the rest of the shadow right here. This color is beautiful. It's just a beautiful champagne with a pink sheaf to it that is just extremely romantic. Very romantic. Now you can apply this shadow also wet with MAC Fix Plus, for example. For a wedding day, I will not suggest to have this very foil eye look. It may not photograph the best, to be honest with you, because you will be under different situations and different type of lighting. So it's better to leave it a little bit natural more than trying to give that extreme impact. But I'm sure if you go with your finger, or again if you wet this shadow, it will give you that very shimmer look to your eyelid. But so far, this shadow is performing super well. Now I'm gonna go back to this Sonia G Worker Pro brush, and I'm gonna tap a little bit on the pink shade and then just a dash on the middle brown shade, and I'm just gonna kind of marry the colors together, just a dash. So that there's a very soft transition between colors. Now I'm going back with my Crease Pro brush, and I'm gonna go to the pink shade, and I'm just gonna define just a little bit more the upper section where I applied that shimmer shade. Now with a complete clean brush, this is completely clean. This is a tapered blending brush by Sigma E35. I'm just gonna start blending the edges just to give it a diffuse look. Again, just the edges. That's all what I'm doing. Now with a pencil brush, I'm gonna go into the darker shade, and I'm gonna apply it on my lash line, very close to my lash line. And I'm gonna take it at the bottom too. Now with a Sigma E25 blending brush, I'm gonna go into one small tap right here on this pink shade and another small tap on this shade, and I'm just gonna tap it really well, and I'm just gonna diffuse a little bit that lower lash line. And to be done with this palette, I'm gonna go into this champagne color here, this foil shade, with a very small brush. This is the Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH42 brush, and I'm just gonna apply it dry on my inner corners. I'm gonna be using this roller liner by Benefit in brown. And I have created the tiniest little wing with this roller liner because I don't want something too big, too dramatic, or anything like that. Now for my waterline, I'm gonna go with this Pixi Endless Silky Eye Cream Liner. This is not waterproof. I will recommend you to use something that is waterproof. I'm just doing it because I have a lot of allergies and I have to be very careful with what type of liner I'm using. But There are many liners that are actually waterproof. I think Milk Makeup makes a really good liner, and you may want to try that one right there. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it stays on really well. And same thing with the mascara. You want to make sure your mascara is waterproof. If you are a little bit more adventurous, you can even do, you know, the lower lash mascara to be waterproof and maybe do extensions on your lashes. That will help a lot too if you don't want to be conflicting if the eyelash is well put or not. I'm going to be using the Hourglass mascara, but again, this is not a waterproof mascara. What I like about this mascara though, it is that it doesn't flake. I have been using it for you know, many days in a row, and I actually like that it doesn't start, you know, it doesn't start flaking, and it actually separates and lengthens the lashes. And I think that's what you want for you may want for your wedding, something that gives you volume but separation, that it doesn't look clumpy, and it actually looks a little bit more natural. Same thing if you use eyelashes. I will suggest to go with a very natural type of lash, nothing that is too dramatic. I know a lot of people like Miami Lashes by Lily Lashes, and those, I mean, I cannot wear it because I have a very small eyelid, and I will really suggest to do something that you're comfortable with. If you have worn those and you feel really comfortable and you feel that it's you, by any means, go ahead and wear whatever makes you feel your best, because it's your wedding day. I will not suggest to use this on your wedding day, this type of mascara for your lower lash line, because if you cry, it's gonna be a mess. There are a lot of good mascaras on drugstore or at Ulta or Sephora that they are waterproof. I'm gonna be using some lashes. I'm using my velour lashes. These are the Barely There, I think that's the name of it, and they already come kind of like pre-cut, but I actually cut them even more. I will suggest to make sure you cut them prior to, and maybe if you wear it one time before, that's good too, so that way the band is not as stiff and it's a little bit easier onto the application. Your makeup artist will use a really good lash glue, but it's always good to have on your kind of like your emergency kit to have a really good glue. So I'm going into the lip liner. It's a very pretty nude shade. I highly suggest you to do lip scrub and a lip mask at night. A lip scrub that I like is the one from Sugar, and also the new one from the Bite Beauty, the Agave one. That's a nice one too. And for lip mask, the Laneige one, that's really good. You can also use something simple as Aquaphor, or I think CeraVe, they have an ointment that you can use, and that will help a lot your lips. Now into the lipstick right here in the shade Love. This is a very pretty pink coral shade. Next, I'm gonna be using the lip gloss in Soulmate. And as you can tell, it has a really nice doe foot applicator. This is very light, so I will just use it kind of like in the middle of your lips, just to give kind of like a halo look, that I will not use it all over. Okay. Now, a recommendation right here, it is to buff again your whole face. I will be using the Hourglass Veil and my La Mer brush. I also like a lot the Laura Mercier Glow Setting Powder. That's a really nice one. With a fluffy brush, you can go on the perimeters of your face and it will give you a nice glow. But again, you need to try it, because some people, I know that they don't like it because it's too glowy, too much as a highlighter. This one right here, the Veil by Hourglass, doesn't give you that much of luminosity. So That's good right there. Now my makeup doesn't look cakey at all, but I'm not used to wearing so much powder and I like a little bit more radiance. I'm gonna be using this Farsali Rose Gold Skin Mist. And these have a very nice spray. And with a sponge, I'm just gonna tap it in a little. And this will just make my foundation and the powders melt in. Now, if you want to, at this moment, you can go ahead and use the highlighter forever and just apply a little bit more if you want a little bit more impact on your cheeks. I will really not suggest it for a bridal day, but if you are, you know, trying to wear it every day, you can do something like that. Now, if you want your makeup to extremely last, I will suggest to go with Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. You can use these before you apply this one right here or after. Doesn't really matter, but this will make you last your foundation and your makeup all day long. Another one that is extremely good is the Huda Beauty, the new Huda Beauty setting powder. I think it's called something Boss, like a Boss or something like that. The only thing is the fragrance. I purchased it, I received it, and it went back directly to Sephora because the fragrance was so intense and it was so lingering. It was too perfumey. I didn't like it at all, but it did a great job. But if you don't use that one, if you don't like it, this one, it's a cult favorite and it's such a good setting spray that it will make your makeup last all day long. So okay my friends, so now this is the final look using Mrs. West collection by KKW Beauty. Okay my friends, and now to my final thoughts on this Mrs. West collection by KKW Beauty. I think it is gorgeous. It's beautiful. Everything blends so well. It's very cohesive. All the matte shades on this palette, they are just so stunningly beautiful. They have been curated so well by Mario that it just gives you the most romantic, beautiful look. I think this is just a beautiful, easy palette on the go, not only for bridals, but for any time of the day. You can do a day wear with this palette right here, as well as do kind of more of a smoky look using more of this shade right here. I use it just on my lower lash line because I wanted it something very simple, very romantic, very light for, you know, kind of like a bridal look. But I think this is beautiful. Now, as far as the liner, I love the liner. It looks amazing. The lipstick, I think it was just a little bit too coral for this type of palette. It is beautiful. It's a beautiful nude, but I wish it was just a dash less corally. Not too much pink, but just a little bit more neutral right there. But I think it's beautiful. Again, if you just go with the lip liner a little bit more into the edges and just kind of like fade it away, I think the color will work wonderful no matter what. And then this lip gloss right here is very, very light. So you can either, depending on your skin tone, you can apply all over it or just apply in the middle for that kind of halo glow to your lips that just looks so juicy and beautiful. But on my skin tone, I didn't want to go ahead and apply it all over it because I just don't think it will have a look the best. As far as the highlighter, as you can tell, it gave me this very nice glow to my skin. It has a little bit of a golden undertone, very pretty, glowy, but not too intense. You will come to, you know, the most intensity if you wet it, which I will not suggest for a wedding day, to be honest with you. Again, you will play with a lot of different lights during the day, whether you're doing indoors, outdoor wedding and whatnot. So I will suggest to just do a very natural. And the good thing about this highlighter, it doesn't emphasize any texture. It's just very soft, blends really, really well. As far as the blush, it is a stunning blush. It's just such a beautiful everyday type of blush. It's not too pigmented. Again, I will try to either do a little clip on this video or just leave it on the box below and let you know how it lasted throughout the day, because I think that's very important. A blush should last. So I think that the entire collection, it is worth it. $100. It seems a lot, but it actually gives you like pretty much a full face. Obviously, you need the bronzer, the foundation, and whatnot, but it is a beautiful collection. $100. It is well worth it. I just absolutely love it. Again, I will leave you on the little box down below how it lasts all these products, but the application went seamlessly. Once again, I just like to reiterate that it's super important that you invest on some good brushes if you're planning to do any type of makeup, whether it's your wedding, a special day, or just overall. Makeup brushes are the most important part to make sure that application of any makeup will work. A couple notes right here for blushes. Again, I don't know how it will run throughout the day, but I will another good blush that it will work for, you know, that it will last a long time are the new BOXYCHARM blushes. Those are really good blushes right there. Now, as far as this palette goes, it kind of reminds me a little bit of this Huda Beauty nude palette. As you can tell, the colors are similar, not exactly the same, because you don't have, in the Huda Beauty, you don't have these dark brown shades, but you may be able to achieve a very similar look out of the Huda Beauty palette. So if you have this palette, you may not need this palette right here. But overall, I think this palette is a winner, a keeper. I'm so happy I got it. I'm so happy to have it in my collection, and I actually look forward to recreate this look for pretty much every day, because it just looks beautiful and it is super easy to get done. Anyhow, my friends, I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you like it, please do not forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're a woman like me that is already married or have experience with makeup, leave your comments down below, give suggestions. For those who are going to say I do soon, leave a little bit of suggestions, whether it's on makeup or something nice to them. I think that would be very beautiful to leave some comments like that down below. Let me know if you like this makeup. Also, let me know if you will be picking up this collection or if you had already purchased it. And if you haven't yet, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. What are you waiting for? I'm waiting right here for you. Just go ahead and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything. And don't forget to ring that notification bell. And a little message right here for those who are getting married. Congratulations. And I hope you have the most amazing wedding, the most wonderful day of your life, and that this new path that you're going to be walking with your husband is full of blessings and love. Until the next time, you have a beautiful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.